What is going on, you guys? I thought today we can make a bag. I've been learning how to sew, so I wanted to try and do a YouTube video of me sewing a bag together. Let me show you the pattern that I found off of Etsy. I thought it was so cute. It's like a little bow bag. I printed out the pattern already, so we're gonna get to cutting out all of the pieces. I am gonna do a yellow bag, but it is different. This one has flowers on it, and then I'm just going to do a basic simple yellow inside. But yeah, if you're new here, which you probably are because this is my first video on this channel, my name is Alexis. I'm 27 and I'm learning how to sew. I do want this channel to be revolved around anything crafts, food, lifestyle. I have a pretty normal life, so if that's not something that interests you, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. It's a pretty normal life. I just thought maybe there's people out there like me on here that will maybe it'll make them feel comfortable to post their life too. Sorry, I hit my table. I'm trying to get out of the phase where I'm uncomfortable in front of a camera, but I'm slowly but surely getting over that. So that's why we're here. YouTube video time, and let's get into making a bag. I'm excited. Hopefully it comes out good. Into sewing maybe about 2 months ago. My grandma bought me a sewing machine for my birthday, and it's been really fun. I'm kind of the person where I'll try every craft known to man because I get really bored easily, and because I probably have ADHD. Should probably get that checked out. But hold on. Sewing has been really fun. I've really enjoyed it so far. It's definitely really fun to be able to make your own things. I need a bigger desk. I don't have a big enough desk for this. Some people have like the big desks and they're lucky, but my setup is in my living room. So you gotta work with what you got. I'm using a rotary cutter to cut the fabric. You're just watching me cut a piece of fabric, but like I was saying, sewing is very fun. It's definitely therapeutic. I live by a main street. I'm so sorry if you hear all that noise. I can't do anything about it, sadly. So I cut out the two main pieces of the bag. So this will be either the front or the back, and then this will be the front or the back. Now I just have to cut the inside fabric and then the strap fabric, which is these two little parts right here, and then we should be good to go to start sewing it. I am going to iron it a bit because the fabric does have a lot of creases in it. So I'm going to iron it, get it all nice and crisp, and then we'll come back to the sewing part. And then I'll tell you a little about myself because I know I haven't done that yet. So give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got all of my pieces cut out. I have both front pieces. I have both inside pieces, and then I have the straps. So now we gotta sew it all together. So the first step is I gotta do the outside pieces. So you put right sides together, so the sides that will be showing when you actually have the purse finished go on the inside. I feel like it's a little lopsided. It's definitely a lot lopsided. I'm still learning. Okay, well, that's just gonna have to do for now. It's definitely not the most straight, but now I'm gonna clip it all together and then we're gonna sew all along here. I may just cut it to be even right now, just because it's definitely not even. Okay, I made it all even. It looks like a little shirt. You probably could make a shirt from this design, Hey, honey, I have a cat. I have a lot of cats, but she's the youngest of them all. She's very nosy. Let's see. I'm sorry it's so wobbly. I need to get an actual tripod for this camera. Wait, come on. Nobody wants to see your booty. Okay, so I'm gonna stitch all the way around. All the way around. So that's the first part. I thought I had to leave a gap at the bottom, but it says to do that on the bottom, on the lining bag, so. You always want to do a backward stitch when you're starting a stitch, so then that way it like secures it better. So you're going to go forward a little bit, hit your reverse, back, and then keep going. And then remember, this doesn't have to look pretty because this is going to be the inside of the bag. Nobody's going to see it. That's why I like sewing, because if you mess up a little bit and it's on the inside, nobody's going to see it. I was gonna do yellow thread, but it's not the best material, and the one that I have in white is better material, so I just stuck to the white thread. I gotta do, every time I go to Hobby Lobby, I have to get a spool of thread in a different color of the rainbow, so then that way I can add onto my collection, because they're only like $1.99, so I need to do that. I know that there's better thread than Hobby Lobby, but I like the thread there. Okay, where are my little scissors? So now you have the bag sewn together. It's just inside out. This is the outside part. Let me read my instructions to see what I have to do next. It says now place both lining pieces on top of each other. Where are my lining pieces, honey? Where are they? Okay, lining pieces. I need a bigger desk. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you about myself, aren't I? My name is Alexis. I'm 27 years old. I have a lot of cats. I'm a cat lady. I live with my boyfriend. I'm a foodie, a really big foodie. I love to craft. Hey! My cats always get into everything. That's pretty much it. I don't really have a big, fun, exciting life like most people do. So if you're into the kind of vibe where it's just chill, sometimes I may take you out and about, then you're in the right place. Because that's all it is over here. Sorry, I got really distracted because I got... Where? Can't find my clips. Okay. Put put all my pieces together. I'm going to leave a gap right here because this is how we're going to flip the bag right side out. I'll show you that in a second. But now I'm going to sew this together and then I'll bring it back to show you the next part. Okay, I'm back. I had to box my corners, so I basically sewed a stitch diagonal 3 inches, and then I cut it off, and then it left me with these stitches at the end. So then when I flip it inside out, well, right side out, it'll be boxy corners like in the picture. So now I believe I'm gonna, let me read the directions first before I get ahead of myself. Now turn. Yeah, so let me take these little clips off, and then I turn this right side out. I feel like I need to do that to this too. I feel like I need to, hold on, let me, before I get ahead of myself, see what it looks like. This is the confusing part about sewing. Okay, well, here's the outside part. I definitely need to box these corners so it looks like this on the outside. Let me flip this out so I can show you what I mean. So it looks like this instead of pointy. So that's what I'm gonna do. I may just ruin the bag because I don't know, it doesn't tell me to do that, but I feel like it needs to be done. I was right, I needed to box the corners. So, let's do that now. You just sew that and then cut it off. And now let me do it to the other side. Now let's flip it inside out. Well, right side out. Hold on. Okay. There was a little hole I had to sew shut. There it is. Now I need to put this part on the outside of this. Sewing was really confusing when I first learned. really confusing. I think it's right sides together. Yeah, right sides together. So I know I need to get better at filming these, I'm sorry. So this is what you do. I'm gonna stick this in this. Make sure it's even in here. Make sure it all fits correctly. And then you have an inside out bag, which seems confusing because you're like, how is it supposed to turn right side out? Which it will. After I sew it. And then we have an actual bag. So, oh, well, actually I have to do the straps after this. But let me read the instructions one more time. Okay, I gotta stitch this part right here. So let me clip it, let me iron it a bit, and then we'll do that. I had to do a little midday snack. I was getting hangry, I was getting frustrated, so I popped some popcorn. And if you're ever at Costco, in the refrigerated section, there is black tea lemonade, and it's really good. It's kind of bitter, but my boyfriend's coworker actually has a neighbor who makes honey. He's like a beekeeper, and he makes honey for like many years. So they gave us a big mason jar full of honey, so I add a little bit of that into here, and it's so good, super good. So I'm taking a little break, taking a little snack break. I'm watching Degrassi. That's the TV choice today. And then we're gonna get back to sewing this purse because I was getting a little frustrated. So I needed a little snack. Okay, I'm back after my little snack break. I am now gonna sew the inside right here, and then we're gonna flip it out through this hole. And then we have a bag. I just need to sew this up a little bit, and then we have the bottom part of the bag, and then I gotta do the straps. So let me sew this part right here, and then I will be back. I shouldn't have jinxed myself because when I sewed this top part, I sewed it actually all together, and I was supposed to sew this side and this side separately. That's why the bag wasn't turning right side out. So I'm gonna fix that. I had to seam rip all of the stitching in it, but now I'm gonna do it the right way, and then we'll finally open the bag. I'm terrible at this. Okay, so I realized it's a couple days later, and I didn't finish showing you how to make the straps for the bag, and I didn't show you the bag, so I'm gonna show it to you. It does need a little work. I didn't make the straps long enough, so they are definitely too short to make like that big bow that it shows in the picture. But this is the bag. I think it's cute. It definitely needs some work. I need to fix the corners because I don't think the corners are supposed to look like this. I think they're supposed to be more rounded. So I don't know what I did wrong there, but that's that. This is the inside. I think I'm going to use little magnetic snaps for these once I get the hang of them, just so then that way they have something like a little to secure, or maybe I'll do like a little tie, add little mini straps so then they can tie right here. But I think I did a pretty good job overall for my first time. See, I made it too small from the comparison picture. The bow was like pretty big, so it's cute though. And it barely fits on my arm too, so that means I definitely need to make the strap longer. And this part, I feel like this part needs to be a little longer too, but I'll tweak it and I'll figure it out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was all over the place and kind of boring, but I hope some of you enjoyed it and some of you stay for the journey, because we're definitely going to be making more things. I have a lot of things planned for like Christmas. I want to make stockings for myself and my boyfriend and the cats, and I want to make my own Christmas tree skirt. I want to learn how to quilt like a rag quilt. So stay tuned. There's also other things I want to do on this channel, like cook, go and do things, go on a hunt for fabric, all that good stuff. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!